Hi there. So my name is Nancy, as most of you know. I just wanted to do a real quick video of my class for real. Yes, I'm in my hotel room right now. I just told you guys that I would try to upload an actual class. So I'm just going to do it from the beginning like you've never heard anything. A little bit of background on me. The reason that I got into essential oils was because I had my tube tied at 24 and I basically went into hormonal chaos. I gained 30 pounds in about 4 months, like a train not leaving the station, and just have been struggling with it for about 11 years now. So the only reason I joined doTERRA in the first place was because my little sister harassed me into joining her little company, and I had never thought about using essential oils for chronic issues, especially hormonal endocrine issues, because that's a very delicate system, let's face it. The doctors don't even have that one down. So anyway, I joined her little company and she said, why don't you use them to balance your hormones? So I started researching hormonal oils and started using them on the bottom of my feet twice a day in a roller bottle, very easy, which I'd be happy to send anybody, help you get started with that. Took about a month for me, and then the scale slowly started dropping, not very much. I'm talking 2.2 pounds a month. So for me, it's been about 6-7 months now, and I'm 12 to 14 down, depending on, how intense I'm being. So that was my aha thing, holy cow, this works. Well, and the other one, sorry that they're both hormone stories for me, is that I got diagnosed with endometriosis when I was 17. And so monthly issues, if anybody knows anything about that, are awful. Just knock you out awful. And so I started using a blend called Calm over my ovaries about a few days before I thought I was going to start. And I have not had a cramp since February. I wish I'd found that about 20 years ago. So for me, the oils have absolutely changed my life. I did not intend to start sharing them with other people. It just kind of happens once you start finding something that works for you. So most of you guys have this little sheet right here called Nature's Medicine Cabinet for your home. The whole entire purpose of this class is to educate you, to introduce you to oils, and to empower you to take care of your family. Take some of the power back, some of the control back of your health. So, first off, what is the medicine that we have available to us today? It's basically symptom management. You don't really go to the doctor hoping that they cure you. You go to control your symptoms. You have a kidney issue. They're not going in there to fix your kidney. They're going in there, they're going to give you pharmaceuticals to manage your symptoms. And a lot of times, as we know, you end up needing another oil to control a side effect and so on. I mean, we all know some poor elderly person, or not even that elderly, that has 13 bottles of pills lined up when really only 1 or 2 were for the original cause, and the rest are just for symptom management. So Nature's Medicine Cabinet for your home. Why are essential oils popping up everywhere? Why are they all over Facebook, Instagram, the news? They're in your face now like never before. Is it that they're new? Is it a new fad? No. Essential oils have been around as long as plants have been on the earth, and humans have been using them for their medicine since they've had them growing around them. I mean, this is part of our history. I think people are so fed up with the medical industry today that they're finally desperate to find things that actually work for them, that aren't as expensive, that are more effective. And so they're turning back to old knowledge that we once had. So bullet point number 1, if you guys want to follow along, what are essential oils? Essential oils are nature's defense mechanism for plants and cells. They are pure extracts from plants. They are highly concentrated, 50 to 70 times more powerful than herbs. Think about that for a second. 1 drop of doTERRA peppermint essential oil is equal to 28 cups of peppermint tea. That's pretty powerful. On the left-hand side of the sheet there, you're going to see a very blown up picture of a peppermint leaf. Those little green sacks there are the essential oils. Like if you crush basil or rosemary or peppermint plant, or you smell that on your hands, that is the essential oil. Plants use those oils to fight against viruses, bacteria, injury to themselves. So we're basically stealing that plant's medicine cabinet to work for us. And the reason that it's so effective is because we were designed to use plants. On the left-hand side of that, right-hand side of that sheet is peppermint oil. It says peppermint invigorates the lungs, calms the stomach and head tension, cools the body, increases alertness and focus. Normally at this time I would have you flip through your book and find peppermint oil and look up the common primary uses. Some of you guys have books, some of you don't. And feel free to message me and I will get you a book, because you need a book if you're interested in oils at all. But basically, the list of things for peppermint oil that it affects is about this long. Everything from common primary uses, alertness, asthma, autism, bacterial infections, brain injury, Bell's palsy, cooling of the body. Sometimes when women get older, they need some cooling of the body. And a lot of women will take peppermint oil in a spray bottle and spray it on their chest when they're getting overheated suddenly. Crohn's disease, diarrhea, endurance, fainting, flu, halitosis, gastritis, heartburn, muscle aches, muscle fatigue, motion sickness. I mean, the list goes on and on. There isn't one pharmaceutical drug that could hit even an eighth of these symptoms. And the example that I always like to use in class is Pepto-Bismol. Pepto-Bismol was created to mimic one of the things that peppermint oil does. Actually, a lot of the medicinals are created to mimic the plants. But you're never gonna. So you go to the store, you spend however much Pepto-Bismol is, $6, $7, $8, and it's good for that one thing. It has an expiration date. There's a lot of other ingredients in there that may or may not be that great for you. And that's it. Peppermint oil, on the other hand, covers so many different things. Oils are so cross-beneficial. You're never going to take that Pepto-Bismol and put a little bit in your hands and just because you're feeling like you need a little alert. You're never going to use it to open up your respiratory system. You're never going to put Pepto-Bismol on your shoulder when you have a sore neck. You're never going to put it on the bottom of your feet when you're sick, and you sometimes get too hot when you're sick to bring that temperature back down. You're not going to use it that way. But one of the amazing things about oils, which also makes them so affordable, is that they are so incredibly cross-beneficial. Bullet point number 2. Why explore nature's solutions for your health versus synthetics? Essential oils address the problems versus masking symptoms. They are very affordable, pennies per drop. Peppermint oil, for example, I think is 3 cents a drop. Some of them are less than a penny a drop. They're available at home immediately in the middle of the night, whenever you might need them. We'll talk about that in a second. No side effects. No side effects versus known or unknown side effects and addictions. How many of us know somebody that's addicted to pharmaceutical drugs? Everybody knows somebody. Terrible. Essential oils have been around for thousands of years. If there are side effects, we would know about it. Your body processes them so quickly and so efficiently, and they're very effective at getting to that root cause. Lavender oil is the next one they talk about on that sheet. Soothes irritated skin, calms bee stings, soothes emotions, supports restful sleep and breathing. So back to available at home immediately. One of my favorite little stories about lavender is a friend of mine whose daughter called her from downstairs because she was having anxiety in the middle of the night and couldn't sleep. So she had her come upstairs to her bedroom, the lady did, and she had lavender sitting on her sideboard. So she gave her daughter some lavender and put it in her hands and had her, inhale it, and she didn't even have to get out of bed. She treated her daughter's anxiety. Her daughter went back down to bed and finished sleeping for the night, and she didn't even have to get out of bed. Back in Bible times, lavender was worth a day's wage. Lavender is part of the allergy balm, basically is what they call it. I'm not sure if that's compliant anymore. Lavender, lemon, and peppermint. Lavender, lemon, and peppermint are the 3 that go together to treat seasonal discomfort. Lavender is another one of the oils that in the book, if you look it up, just covers a multitude of things. It's an amazing oil and has been valued throughout history. Bullet point number 3, why doTERRA essential oils? Plants are grown and oils are harvested in their natural habitat. CPTG, which is a certified pure therapeutic grade, establishes a standard of completely natural purity, and I'm talking way beyond organic here. Each batch of oil undergoes multiple third-party testing to certify purity. So in class I would make you guys answer me, but why is third-party testing more valuable than in-house testing? Because you can't fudge it. You can't tweak your results. I love doTERRA because they have such integrity. Like, for example, Melissa oil, which is one of the most highly prized oils and most expensive oils out there today, you can't even get right now, because at some point in that 13 levels of testing and through all the third-party testing, it didn't pass. And so they got rid of the whole Melissa batch. We have to wait for it to grow again. They threw away millions of dollars. So for me, as a consumer, somebody that's putting this on my body, that is worth so much to me for the confidence in the company. I love that. They are the purest oils you can find in the world today. So over here on that left-hand side, you're going to see that little pie chart. And this is basically just showing you all the oils that are available on the market today. So that blue section there, which is by far the biggest, I don't know how much you guys can see of that if you don't have it. The blue section is your synthetics, and that is going to be your Scentsy pots, your air fresheners, your laundry detergent. Does anybody else get a headache when they walk down the laundry detergent aisle at the grocery store? I do. My mom did. She used to send us down when we were kids because she couldn't handle it. That's going to be all your synthetics, and obviously a few more. The little green pie chart, the green section of that pie chart is your food grade. That's going to be your imitation vanilla extract, your peppermint extract in the grocery store aisle that you whatever put in your brownies. The therapeutic grade, which is your little purple slice, that's going to be the stuff that you can find in Whole Foods and natural grocers, online. You can find essential oils everywhere. The quality is questionable. One thing about therapeutic grade essential oils, everybody makes their own. This is not an FDA controlled product. Essential oils are not controlled by the FDA. So it's up to each company to establish their own level of purity. So think about how much mislabeling is out there today. You know, do you really know what's in that bottle of oil? There's been some bottles that have been tested that only have 3 to 10% of actual essential oil in that bottle. How is that even possible? Probably because and they're labeled 100% pure. Probably because the oil that they're actually using is pure. But they don't have to tell you about the fillers that are in that oil. And we'll talk about how they affect your body and why that is so important to you, or it should be so important to you. So the thing with doTERRA is that, you know, I can talk about using these aromatically, internally, and topically with confidence because I am confident in doTERRA's testing and their integrity. I would never, ever recommend another oil company to be used ever internally besides doTERRA. And sometimes you can get sketchy with using it topically as well. A little side note about doTERRA. Not sure how much you guys know about essential oils just in general. The people that created doTERRA actually left another company because there was a lack in the industry for pure oils, for consistent oils that were of the highest quality. So they left that to create their own company with integrity. doTERRA is a young company. It's only been established in 2008. Let's see, within 4 years, doTERRA became the #1 essential oil company in the world. On their 6th anniversary, they were 3 times the size of the #2 company. And at the end of the 6 years, they were a $1 billion company. The only other company to hit that mark in that kind of time frame is Apple, which is a pretty household name. So for me, I love that I'm joining up with a young company that is on fire. People are ready to have essential oils that are effective, that are consistent, that are pure, and are safe, and that they have a company that they can count on to deliver over and over and over and over. And they know that they can use them on their children, their animals, on themselves, and they are safe and effective. The next oil I talk about is frankincense. It says, see the health benefits listed at pubmed.gov. I don't know how many people are familiar with pubmed.gov, so briefly, it's basically an online forum, for a better word, where laboratories and universities can publish their findings. Scientists study whatever, and it's an online place where everybody can look, like a big, huge search engine. It is not an essential oil website. On the day that I wrote up the outline to say this, there was 415 studies done, and that was about 6 months ago. And then a couple months ago, it was 420, and now we're up to 422 as of a couple weeks ago. I haven't been on there in a while. So on the sheet, I'm going to come back to PubMed.gov, but on the sheet it says good for nourishing the brain. If you go to PubMed.gov and type in frankincense and look at some of those studies are on brain aneurysm, brain injury, Parkinson's, seizures, migraines, all brain-related stuff. Why? Because frankincense is one of the few oils that crosses the blood-brain barrier. So it is good for nourishing the brain. Used topically to beautify the skin. Good nutrition for occasional aches and pains. When in doubt, use frankincense. Frankincense is also a driver oil. So a lot of times, if you have a headache, you're going to put past tense, if you have, trying to be compliant in this video, if you have head tension, you might put past tense on your temples or on the back of your neck, and you might put frankincense over top of it as a driver. When I'm experiencing monthly discomfort, I might put Claricalm right on my lower abdomen, roll it right over there, and put frankincense on top as a driver. In pretty much any kind of issue that you have. If you have muscle aches and pains, use occasionally for aches and pains. You've got muscle aches, I usually put deep blue, lemongrass, whatever I want, and then frankincense to drive it all in there, because it also helps, I'm not sure how much you can say, it also helps is inflammation, compliant, it also helps inflammation, big time inflammation, including with the brain health. Sorry, the FDA really cracks down on us in what we can say and what we can't say. You can have a million studies done on an oil and they can all be studying the same thing, but because we're not FDA controlled, they don't want us to say any words that might be construed as medical. So I guess right here I'll do my big disclaimer. I don't treat, I don't diagnose, neither does doTERRA. These are all to support your body. Number 4, essential oils are effective. In case you guys don't have a sheet. See that little chart there? Oops, sorry. Essential oils work at the cellular level and protect cells. Impurities and threats reside on the inside and the outside of cells. Essential oils are nutrients that penetrate or diffuse into the cell membrane and fight against threats. So, threats reside on the inside and the outside of cells. So sometimes you can go to the doctor and get a pharmaceutical to help whatever issue you have at that time. Sometimes you can't because that threat is on the inside of the cell and those pharmaceuticals don't touch it. Cell membranes don't allow anything synthetic to penetrate because the molecules are too large. Well, essential oils break that cell barrier and they can penetrate into those cells. We are not saying that they kill viruses, but they do support that cell's immunity so that they can't replicate. So they do support your body with that. One of my stories with that is a friend of mine that she had come to a class back in March. She was not interested. She just didn't feel like they had a place in her family. It was good information, but she didn't really feel that it fit at that time. So months went by. She went to a class in March or something. Finally, June rolls around, and her kids get hand, foot, mouth. Her child was very sick, had tons of blisters, not eating, not drinking, just miserable, not sleeping because she was miserable. And the doctor basically told her, sorry about your luck, that is a virus. It's going to roll through your house. It's basically like a sister to the chicken pox, if anybody's not really familiar with it. It's probably going to roll through your house because it's highly contagious. Usually it's 10 to 14 days per person that gets it. Have a good month ahead of you. So she messaged me about 12:30 at night and just saying, do you have any of these oils? I looked up a recipe online. The recipe was called the virus bomb. Don't know if that's compliant. That's what it was called. And basically was melaleuca, lemon, oregano, On Guard, and Purify in a little roller bottle like this. And I can help anybody get roller bottles if they want them, in a little roller bottle. So she started rolling it on the bottom of her kids' feet. By the next morning, neither child had broken out with any more blisters. They had started to dry up. By that evening, they were pretty much dried up. Nobody else in the house got sick. So she took a virus that should have taken 10 to 14 days per person and basically shut it down within about 4 days. Phenomenal. So they are very, very powerful. And the cool thing about that is, she has an arsenal of oils now that she can treat her family with whenever she wants to. She can ward off things. She can help her kids' bodies support. She can help herself stay supported. And when you're using a roller bottle like this, you're putting 5 to 10 drops of each oil in there, tops, and then topping the whole thing off with a fractionated coconut oil to dilute it down. So the whole bottle probably costs $2, and that's because this thing costs $1. What a cheap, effective way to treat your family with right now. The next oil they talk about is Melaleuca. Add to shampoo to nourish the scalp. Use topically to nourish the skin. Soothes skin and mouth irritations. Apply to cotton ball to soothe ear discomfort. So this is the first time I'm going to say it, but these oils are effective on you, your kids, your dogs, horses. I'm not going to say cats because cats have a very different system. You can, but you have to do a lot more research than I'm willing to put out on this video. And with kids and dogs, you dilute a lot. With kids, you dilute a lot. With dogs, you dilute even more so. So you don't really put essential oils in your ear, but if you have ear discomfort, you can put a drop of Melaleuca on a cotton ball and put the cotton ball in your ear, and it will support your body to relieve that ear discomfort. Melaleuca is an awesome oil. The thing that's great about it is it is so strong. I think you can say that it is antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal, but it's so gentle so that you can put it directly on your skin. I use Melaleuca as a face wash, so I do oil cleansing where I'll just use coconut oil or grapeseed or almond oil depending on the season and put a drop of Melaleuca in there and then take a washcloth and wipe it all off, and that's my face cleaner because it's very effective and it's very, very gentle. It's also great to use in your shampoo. Melaleuca is, I was going to say phenomenal, but apparently I say that word a lot. So, number 5, right there. How do you use essential oils? The first way is aromatically. So aromatically, like I had some of you do today in class, or if I haven't met you yet, I'll help you get there. Aromatically, put a drop in the palm of your hand, rub it around, inhale till you feel it in the back of your brain. Or use a diffuser. That's a great way also to get aromatically. Diffusers are fantastic because they emulsify those oils to the point that they stay airborne for 6 to 8 hours. So you can ward off threats in your house for 6 to 8 hours, which is fantastic if you've got little kids coming home from school. Or, there's a lot of teachers, I guess I'll get to that in a second, there's a lot of teachers that diffuse protective oils in their classroom just so that nothing spreads around. Inhale or use diffuser. What you breathe affects your mood. I don't want to go into this too much, but I do want to say something about it, that if you're trying to affect an emotion, doing it aromatically is the strongest way to affect that emotion because you're taking it in through your olfactory system to your brain. Your brain sends out the signals to the rest of your body. So you can create a physical change through trying to affect your emotions because your emotions are chemical signals that fill receptor sites in your body. Well, essential oils fill those same receptor sites. So you literally can create a physical change by affecting your emotions or vice versa. Very, very powerful stuff. Breathe is the next oil they talk about on their sheet right there. Breathe, nourish the lungs and sinuses. Diffuse at night for healthy and restful breathing. Apply 2 to 3 drops on the chest and the bottom of the feet as needed for seasonal respiratory discomfort. Breathe is a fantastic oil. You inhale that and you can just feel all your airways open. And you can put it on the bottom of your feet to create the same effect. The second way they talk about is topically. Very powerful. One drop of essential oil can service every cell of your body. From the bottom of the feet, it nourishes your bloodstream within 30 seconds. The science that backs that up is basically doing a test on a scientist where they put a drop of lavender on the bottom of his foot. 30 seconds later, they pluck a hair, and you can see that lavender underneath a microscope. That's how fast that it works. That said, be careful with what you put on your body. Your skin is your largest organ, and you have reflexology points on your feet, ears, hands that will affect the rest of your body. So be careful with that because it's an organ. From the bottom of the feet, so you can apply to feet, ears, chest, back of neck, head, and troubled areas. So you know if you're, so deep blue, that next one I talk about just below that. Deep blue to nourish the muscles and joints. Apply before and after exercise. Apply to tired and aching joints. Used for deep tissue massage. So deep blue is a topical oil. Just like Breathe is more of an inhalation oil. Deep blue is a topical oil because if you have shoulder pain or shoulder soreness, you're going to put it on there. If your hips or you got neck pain and neck tension, then you're going to put it on there directly. Just as like if I have a digestion issue, I'm going to take Digest Zen, which I actually don't think we talk about in this class that much, and put it directly on my stomach and rub it in. If I feel like I want to support my kidney and liver, I'll put in there with a little bit more oil and rub it around your organ areas to support. So topically, you're going to be using it where it's needed. Or the other way you can use topical oils, we talk a lot about using oils in the bottom of your feet because you have so many reflexology points in the bottom of your feet that you really affect the rest of your body. And in the beginning of this book, if you guys want to look at it more, it shows charts there where the reflexology point for the brain is the bottom of the big toe. So if you want support sleeping or staying asleep, you don't like the smell of the oil that much, you're going to put it on the bottom of your big toe. Your other option would be to diffuse it. So like when I was trying to support my hormones, like I talked about earlier, I would make up a roller bottle of the hormone oils and dilute them, so you don't need very much in there, and I'd rub them on the bottom of my feet in the morning and at night. Because your feet have some of the largest cells in your body as well, so they uptake very quickly. So if you don't like the smell of an oil, remember that it's not always about the smell, it's about what it's going to do for your body. So if you don't like the smell of the oil, but you feel that you need it, put it on the bottom of your feet, then put your shoes and socks on. It's still going to affect your body just as powerfully. The third way they talk about using is internally. Just add to water, drop under the tongue, or put in a capsule. Nourishes the whole body, including the digestive system, mouth, throat, liver, and urogenital tract. So, I don't know if you can say that. So some people will use oils when they feel like they are fighting something, and they might use them internally, like perhaps oregano. If you look I'm actually going to flip to it because I don't know what I can say right now from compliance reasons. So oregano is the one I'm going to talk about here. It's not on your sheet, but some of the common primary uses for oregano is candida, Ebola, fungal infections, immune system stimulant, inflammation, intestinal parasites, MRSA, parasites, plague, pneumonia, staph infection, viral infections. Those are some of the common primary uses listed for oregano. It is a very powerful essential oil, but it's very hot. So that's one that you would put in a capsule and take internally, no more than 10 days. But the good thing about that versus taking a pharmaceutical is it isn't going to destroy your digestive system and get rid of all the good bacteria like some other things might do. So it says nourishes the whole body, including the digestive system, mouth, throat, liver, and urogenital tract. I guess I already said that. The oil right below it that they talk about right there is lemon. Lemon breaks down petrochemicals in the body. Drink with water daily. So now put those two sentences together. It breaks down petrochemicals, but you should drink it with water daily. Out of glass or stainless steel, because it will break down the petrochemicals in your plastic water bottle. I just had a awakening of that this weekend. I knew it, and I just wasn't thinking about it. and I was putting wild orange in a drink I had in a red Solo cup. So I had a couple drinks, and I looked at my cup and went, oh my goodness, I could see the red. It had eaten off a lot of the white on the inside of that cup, and I could see the red through it. And so that was wild orange. All citrus oils will help break down petrochemicals in your body, which is good. You want them to support your filter organs and get that stuff out. But drink them out of glass or stainless steel only. The great thing about citrus oils when they are essential oils is that they are pressed from the rind, not from the fruit. So there's no acid in there. Everybody knows you should drink lemon every day, but if you're drinking sliced lemon and water, it can actually get to the point where you start wearing away at your teeth enamel. That's not good. You want to be drinking them in essential oils so you get all the benefits, none of the acid. They're very mild tasting, very delicious. Lemon says, soothes an irritated throat. Dilute in a spray bottle to clean your home or kitchen. That's the other thing that is super cool about essential oils, is that if you think they smell good, clean with it, because most of them are antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal. They have so many benefits. So if you like the smell, put them in your cleaning products. They're fantastic. So on the bottom of the page there, the number 2 product that doTERRA sells is the Slim and Sassy line. Slim and Sassy supports a healthy metabolism, nutritionally helps the body break down petrochemicals because it does have grapefruit and lemon in it, manages hunger, it has peppermint oil in it, so it helps you not crave as much, and it also has cinnamon oil in it, which, you know, even in the pharmaceutical aisle, they sell cinnamon capsules for people that are struggling with sugar issues, because cinnamon will help support your body in balancing its blood sugar. So that is in Slim and Sassy as well, because if your blood sugar is balanced, you don't crave as much in general. Take internally or apply topically to target areas. So you can put them wherever you're struggling with, put it right on your thighs, your stomach, whatever. The cool thing I just learned about Slim and Sassy not that long ago is that, scientifically speaking, a lot of you already know because you're in the medical industry, but if you're not, if this video goes somewhere else, a lot of times to protect your body, if it has a foreign object or something that it's not supposed to, your body will try to encapsulate it. So if you've got toxins in your body, sometimes your body will take that toxin and wrap it in lipids or fat cells so that your body is protected from that toxin. So if you start supporting your filter organs and you start helping get rid of those toxins, suddenly your body can let go of those fat cells because they're not trying to protect you from it anymore. So there's been people that have lost weight just by adding Slim and Sassy to their drink every day because they're just helping their body detox. So for me, that's my favorite thing. I fill this up with water, put 6, 7, 8 drops of Slim and Sassy in it. It's 40 ounces, so you can handle that many. It's super refreshing. I love it. On the bottom of your page, the bottom right, the last product they talk about here is the On Guard line for immune support. Contains nature's most powerful antioxidant, which is clove oil. A scale, which is the ORAC scale, that measures the antioxidant strength of food scored. Carrots come in at 200. Blueberries come in at 2,500. Clove comes in at 1,078,000. So pretty powerful. 1 ounce of clove essential oil has an antioxidant value of 400 pounds of carrots, 28 quarts of blueberries. Diffuse in the air to eliminate airborne threats. Apply 2 to 3 drops on the spine or the bottom of the feet. So my little sister always takes On Guard to the airport with her because when you have to take your shoes off and you have to walk where however many people have walked, she puts On Guard in the bottom of her feet so she doesn't pick any of that junk up. And this was the oil that I was talking about earlier when I said there's a ton of teachers that buy diffusers just to put in their classroom and diffuse On Guard in it so that all the airborne threats don't get spread and they don't have to go home with this. Or if people feel like they're coming down with something or their body's fighting something, they'll put On Guard on their feet, on their neck, on their wrists, you know, on the bottom of their spine or up their spine, whatever, to support their body with that. On Guard has a ton of products in it. It's an awesome, awesome line. They've got everything from laundry detergent to cleaning supplies, hand soaps, toothpaste. Their toothpaste is fantastic. I actually don't have sensitive teeth anymore since I've been using the On Guard toothpaste. That's how fantastic it is. And I was doing fluoride treatments, which I completely don't believe in, because my teeth were so incredibly sensitive that I was either had to have a straw or form a little tunnel with my tongue so that I could get hot liquids down and cold liquids down without just killing myself. Since I've been putting On Guard on my, before I got the toothpaste, I would just put a drop of it on my toothpaste until I started using that. I don't struggle with sensitive teeth anymore. It's fantastic. It also comes in beadlets. There's a ton of people that just pop a little beadlet every day just to keep their body, give it the antioxidants that it needs, and support it from fighting everything off. So if you flip that paper over, on the back side, the number one product that doTERRA sells is actually its Lifelong Vitality Pack. Supports healthy inflammatory response to oxidative stress, contains nature's most powerful antioxidants, has 9 different essential oils: frankincense, your blood-brain barrier, thyme, cumin, orange, peppermint, ginger, caraway, German chamomile, and clove, your heavy hitter antioxidant. So the Lifelong Vitality Pack is actually 3 different, I'm not sure if everybody has a sheet, 3 different bottles in there. Your first one is your Alpha CRS, which is all about anti-inflammation. The second one is your Z Omega, which is all about brain health. Has your essential fatty acids, has the 9 different essential oils, omega-3, 6, and 9s. And the third bottle is your Microplex, which is your ABCs of nutrition. Whole foods, and the correct amount that your body needs. You know, nowadays you can buy 5,000 milligrams of whatever, but that's not exactly optimal. You know, the other thing that we learned about in conference was that there's a point that your body reaches that it needs this much, and if you keep shoving all these vitamins and minerals into it, it actually becomes toxic. I mean, water can become toxic to plants even though they also need it to live. More is not always better. Some of the essential oils in there have a specific purpose, as far as, you know, say the frankincense and clove. Some of them in there are to help your digestion so that you can digest the vitamins and minerals and uptake them more effectively. My story with the Lifelong Vitality Pack, which I guess hopefully nobody's heard the story too much now. My story with the Lifelong Vitality Pack is this. I was a massage therapist for 15 years, and I did deep tissue neuromuscular massage, which is incredibly hand intensive, just lots and lots of pressure on my fingertips. And I herniated my neck, blew out my hands doing massage, and just had to find a different career. So then I went into dog grooming, which if anybody knows anything about that, you're holding clippers, you know, all day long, you're scissoring, you're heavy force with brushes, you're picking dogs up, you're very, very, very hand and upper body intensive. So last summer, when I was in full mode, my hands were so swollen that I'd have to run them underneath cold water in between dogs just to be able to keep going. And then at the end of the night, I was a train wreck. I'd have to soak them in ice water just so that I could pick up a coffee cup without dropping it, or fit my fingers in my scissors without dropping them. So the only reason I started Lifelong Vitality Pack was because I started sharing doTERRA, because I felt like I ate pretty good and I was pretty darn healthy, and I don't really need any more vitamins. I always just believe that if you eat good, you shouldn't need help. But I started sharing doTERRA, and I figured if I'm going to offer the products, I better know what they do. So I started taking the Lifelong Vitality Pack, and I wasn't really thinking that it was going to offer very much results. Well, about a month and a half after I started taking them, I was sitting at the grooming shop desk, and I'm going, wow, my hands haven't been swollen one time this summer. That's crazy, because I'm already back in full-blown mode, and I'm just going, you know, last summer there used to be sausages, and then I started sitting there thinking, my digestive system is better, my skin is better, my joints don't hurt, and oh my goodness, I'm not sleeping as much as I used to. I used to have to sleep 7, 8, 9 hours every single night, or I would be a train wreck in the morning, an absolute wreck. And even then, even if I got my 8, 9 hours of sleep, I was still hitting the coffee or the Red Bull or something, sugar kick, by 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, because I'd be crashing. And like, since I started the Lifelong Vitality Pack now, which is 6 or 7 months ago, I do not have afternoon crash anymore. My joints are still not swollen after an entire summer of grooming dogs. This is one product that if I could get everybody to try one thing, put your foundation in, get on the Lifelong Vitality Pack, it is amazing. And it's your foundation. And if you have your foundation laid, then everything else can fall into place around it. Your health can fall into place around it. The other awesome thing about this is it has a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you don't like it, send your bottles back. They'll give you your money back. Fantastic product. And last but not least is Terrazyme. Every chemical reaction in your body, so Terrazyme is the last thing on your sheet up here. Every chemical reaction in your body requires enzymes. There are two types of enzymes, metabolic and digestive. We get digestive enzymes from eating raw, vine-ripened foods, but because our diets are generally enzyme deficient, our body has to convert metabolic enzymes into digestive enzymes. So taking enzymes regularly allows your body to use its metabolic enzymes as it was intended, as they were intended. So for me, Terrazyme is one of the few things, well, I carry oils, but Terrazyme is one of the few products that I have in my purse at all times. I can't eat gluten anymore. I've got a lot of food sensitivities. And frankly, when you're out and about, it's hard to eat super healthy all the time. So Terrazyme is one of those things that I just carry because if I'm cheating, you can't always eat like you want to. So if I'm cheating, I can take my enzymes. And so for me, it just helps not react so much, helps smooth the bumps for me, I guess is a better way of saying it. So then I'm going to go through this quickly in case people don't understand. So right now is when I would say take 10 or 15 seconds and write down your 3 issues that you are interested in the essential oils for. And you should actually still do that at the end of the class, and then email me or call me or text me, and I will help you find it in the book. I will look stuff up for you. I will send you information. So whether these issues are for you or your family or your kids or your friend, whatever, why are you here? Why are you interested in oils? Write down the 3 things that you want to start working on. And then down here, I'm going to talk a little bit about how you get the oils if you are interested in trying them. The first way that they talk about is retail, but retail is really useless. Why would you pay the top price for something with no benefits? The second way that you can get the oils is an awesome way. Standard wholesale. That is like buying a Costco membership. So it's like buying a Costco membership. It costs $35 for a year. So you pay $35 one time, and you can buy wholesale, which is 25% off of retail for 1 year. You can order whenever you want. You can order one time, never again, whatever. Free to you. The third way, that's a great way. The third way to order oils, which is by far the best way, is a loyalty rewards program. So you receive the 25% in wholesale discount. You receive 10 to 30% back in free product credits. And I'll go over that in a second. Additional discounts on popular consumable products. So every month they offer a percentage off of certain products. Receive the free product of the month. So if you hit 125 PV, boom, you get the free oil. That's how I have gotten a ton of oils in my possession that I use for giveaways that I've just been learning about. I get a free oil every single month, and it helps build your supply up. Get back shipping costs and free product credits. So if it costs you $8 to have it UPS to you, you get that put back in your little bank to use later. And you can qualify to receive income. So if you're ordering 100 PV a month and you share oils with somebody else, you can start receiving income. And I'll talk about that in a second. So on the little chart down here, if you have that, it shows you that months 1 to 3, just gonna put it up there, see if I can do that. Not really. Okay, so months 1 to 3 is 10% back. If you just bought the $35 wholesale membership, for the first 3 months, you'd get 10% back. So for $100 that you spent, you get $10 put back in your cart, and that's on top of the 25% that you're already getting because you're wholesale now. Months 4 to 6 is 15, 7 to 9 is 20%, 10 to 12, 25%. By month 13 and after, you get 30% back in product credits. So for every $100 you spend, you're getting $30 put back in your little bank to use at a later date. This is on top of the 25% wholesale. So after a year, you're getting 55% back, which is awesome. So call me if you have any questions about that. You can start as big or as small as you want. The awesome thing about the loyalty rewards program is that you're not committed to spending any amount per month. It does take, you have to buy one thing a month in order to maintain your points, if you've already built points up. But it's an incredibly flexible company that really just wants you to get the products and start using them and be healthy. I'm going to take just a couple seconds to talk about the business side of it. I know this is not a business class. I didn't go over this in class at all, but I do feel like it needs to be put out there because with doTERRA, you end up sharing. Whether you want to or not, you end up sharing, even if you don't think you're going to. Because if you suffer with headaches and your sister comes in and says she has a headache, you're going to go, oh, I have an oil for that. You got to try this. Or, you know, your kid has asthma and somebody else's child comes through with asthma, you're going to go, oh man, you got to try this. And before you know it, they're going to go, hey, how do I get this? And the next thing you know, you're sharing. So you might as well know something about it. doTERRA has one of the highest rated compensation plans out there. They are phenomenal products, a company with integrity, and it's incredibly easy to at least start getting your oils paid for. Even if you don't want to treat it as a business and work it as a business like I do, it's very easy to get your oils paid for, if that's all that you want out of it. So basically, if you share with 3 people and they are committed to spending the 100 PV a month in products, you start getting $50 a month just for them being there. That's just one simple way. There's a lot of other bonuses and commissions, and we can talk about that later. I can set up a whole Skype or video on that for you if you want, and go over some of that stuff. So that is my Nature's Medicine cabinet for your home. And I hope you found it educational. Please write down questions. Please email me, call me, text me. I am 100% committed to doTERRA and to sharing the products with people and helping them use them. This is life-changing stuff. Once you can get the oils on somebody and they feel the benefits, it is life-altering. So I hope you enjoyed the little video. My name is Nancy Dulac. You can go to www.mydoterra.com/Nancy Dulac. My phone number, most of you have that, so I'm actually not going to put that out there. But feel free to email, call, text. Thank you very much. You have a good night, and thank you so much for staying to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it.